Good evening, everybody. It is Jeremy Lampo, and this is day 28 of the 30-day Carnivore Challenge. So it's a late night tonight. It was a busy day. I'll try to wrap this up as quickly as possible. But man, only 2 more days until we finally get the results. I'm excited to see how this turns out. But again, it is definitely far from over. I feel like I've confirmed what I've been knowing for a while, that this is working really well for me, regardless of what the scale says. I'm really trying to hope and pray that I don't let that determine my happiness for this. But I do feel really good. Today was another day of high energy. So woke up, had my black coffee. Today is Tuesday. It's our second day of Teacher Appreciation Week, and so for Teacher Appreciation Week, I went straight to leap testing, and I tested for another 2.5 hours in the gymnasium. So tried to make it worth my while. So I did two things today. How to Keep Yourself Entertained During Leap Testing by Jeremy Lampo. Because you're not allowed to have your phone on, you're not allowed to have a laptop or a computer or anything like that, access to internet. That's not just for the pupils. That's for the teachers as well. Not allowed to read a book. Not allowed to do that. Obviously, not allowed to talk because kids are testing. You can watch the kids. They want you to watch the kids. Watch the kids, but don't watch them too close that you know what they're testing on, because you're not supposed to read read the test that they're being tested on. So watch them. Don't watch them too close. So there's very limited things that keep you entertained. It's kind of like, sit around and then rotate and then walk around a little bit and pretend like you're looking, but don't look hard, but look to make sure that they think you're looking, so that way they don't cheat. It's really confusing. Yeah, there's a lot of rules. So anyway, I took the opportunity to do two things. Number one, walk. I got a whole gym. There are lots of rows. Let's see how many steps I can get in. So my goal today was to beat the step goal from yesterday. And my step goal from yesterday was 12,000, and today it is 13,000. So that's cool. Went up by 1,000 steps, and it's probably even more at this point because I've been walking around even some more. So yeah, get your steps in. Try to see how much I can not sit down. Because again, it's not the most thrilling thing in the world. And number two, each kid has a ticket on their desk that tells them their username and password to get onto the test. Their username is their name, so that gives you another opportunity. So there were exactly 106 kids testing in that gym, of which I have taught none of them. I don't teach 7th grade. Never have taught 7th grade. So these, for the vast majority of those kids, I don't know who they are. So the next game I play, because I'm bored, is let's see if I can memorize some of the kids' names. So there are approximately 8 rows in the testing and in the gym, and it just goes the length of the floor. So I'm trying to knock out 2 rows per day. So I knocked out 2 yesterday, and today I knocked out the other 2. I'm going to try to remember all 106 kids' names by the end of the week. So I'm actually going to try to do it by Thursday because I'll run out of rows, and then Friday it'll just be a quiz, and let's see if I can remember everybody from row 1 to row 8. It's been fun. I hand out scratch paper as well for math and English, and so when I hand it to them, I say, here you go, Jane. Good morning, Tommy. Things like that. And it is fun to see their reaction of how does this man know my name? So it is nice, and since we're 6 through 12, I think it'll be cool. I'll actually know who these kids are. Now, one thing is, I have to stand behind them to look at their ticket, know who they are, and then I walk in front of them to quiz myself. And of course, they're all wearing masks, So it's going to be a little hard next year because they're all wearing masks. But I'm doing the best I can. It's definitely entertainment enough, gives me something to do. And so it does show me that yeah, like this same type of energy that I put towards working. Now I'm not doing anything, so I've got to find something to do. So most people just sit in the chair and watch the kids, not too close, but watching the kids, and I feel the need to do something, which is kind of cool. Again, another benefit of this way of eating. So anyway, enough of that. That lasted until noon, and then I went back to my room to go and eat lunch. It had actually been a 19-hour fast in total for today for my lunch. And of course, what did we have in the lounge? Because it's the second day of Teacher Appreciation Week, a potato bar, which is great if you're eating carbs. The cool thing is that they did have cheese and sour cream and bacon bits. So I did take a little bit more of the bacon bits and put that in my yummy eggs concoction that I ate yesterday. So it's great. I don't mean to belittle anything of like that the parents are doing for us. Potato bar is a fantastic idea. I even took a picture of all the potatoes so I could show you like, hey, here's the temptation for today that didn't seem to bother me. Ate my lunch. It was more than enough, and I was good to go from there. Um, Came home, had to run some errands, so I had to go to the grocery store to pick up dessert and drop off the menu for the teachers' luncheon. So we're gonna do lunch for them on Friday, and tomorrow I just thought desserts will be great. So a specialty here in New Orleans and southern Louisiana is called Dobage cake. I don't know. It's a lot of layers. Is good. I don't. It's cake. There's chocolate almond, there's lemon, there's strawberry, and then there are petit fours, little mini cakes, which are so good. I can tell you I miss petit fours. Petit fours are pretty legit. So I got a whole box of those for the teachers tomorrow as well. I came home. I had to run a couple of other errands, but came home late and then had to meal prep because I'm out of lunch. Fortunately, my wife had put in a big chuck roast where you just like put in a stick of butter, a thing of ranch. I usually make my own keto ranch, but I wasn't around at the time, so my wife just put in some salt and pepper, and I wound up using some like steak seasoning, which is basically more salt and pepper and like onion powder and garlic powder, things like that. And it is delicious, and it was really fun when my wife asked me, how much do you want for your lunch tomorrow? And I said a pound. I don't think I've ever said I wanted a pound of anything, but yeah, I'm going to eat a pound of it because my lunches the last 2 days have been about a pound and a half. And then she said, well, what about all the juice? I said, put the juice in last. I want juice as well. And I took 2 scoops of the collagen powder that I've been mixing in and mix it in there. So I'll have my collagen powder for that as well. I feel like I can definitely see a difference even after only a week of the collagen powder of my face clearing up a little bit more. Again, could be that I'm getting more adapted to the carnivore diet, but let's say it's the collagen powder. So far, so good. So then I had to meal prep for the next day. I had some delicious shrimp over the weekend at some friend's house, and they cooked it on these planks. And so yeah, while I was at the grocery store, I bought some really great fresh Gulf of Mexico shrimp that are huge, and I have those marinating right now in some olive oil and some seasoning, and they're going to be fantastic tomorrow. And I actually bought a plank from Zapardo's as well, so I'm going to cook that on the smoker on the plank, and I'm excited to see how that's going to turn out. It can't be bad. It just can't be. So that's dinner for when I get home tomorrow night, and I've got that roast. I also, when I got home, I know this is all chronologically out of place, but it's late and I'm tired. And it's past my bedtime. It's 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock, people, and I'm still awake. So yeah, score another one for Carnivore. I was hungry when I got home and I had to go run and grocery shop, and I didn't really have anything available. I had 2 more chicken thighs, but I just knew that wasn't going to cut it tonight. I was more hungry than that. So again, in the pre-cooked section of Zapardo's, they have great rotisserie chickens, but today they also had a rack of ribs. And the great thing about the rack of the ribs is that they season them well, but they don't slather them in barbecue sauce. So it's pretty low carb. I'm sure there's a few carbs in the seasoning, but for something you can just pick up, bring home, and eat and enjoy, smoked ribs are fantastic. Absolutely love them. So ate half of those, and so when my wife got home, she ate most of the other half, and so that was good to go as well. So I'm feeling nice and full from dinner. Unfortunately, I ate dinner so late. I mean, I probably ate I don't know, like 8 o'clock or something. So I'm probably not even going to worry about fasting. I'll just fast until I get hungry tomorrow, whatever that is. 14 hours, 13 hours, whatever it is. When I get hungry, that's when I'll eat. So I won't have a monstrous fast tomorrow, but it's all good. It's just what you can do when you can do. What I didn't share with you is this morning I also took my glucose measurements because I've been doing those in the morning. So this one I decided to try a little something different. Instead of waiting, I woke up and like 10 minutes later took it just to see what would happen, see if the shower's doing anything, something like that or whatever, just to show you what happens when you do X. And yeah, glucose was 109 this morning, and my ketones were 0.3. And like I've said from the beginning, the only reason I am taking those numbers is because I've got the machine, I've got the device to do it. I already bought the sticks and stuff to take it on, and just to see at the end, like if my results are good and they feel really good right now, then I'm not sold on why people would take their measurements on a daily basis, because clearly it is not giving me a great picture of what's going on inside my body. Because usually, like you would think, like high ketones means that you're burning lots of fat, and maybe that's not the case. Maybe my body is just becoming really efficient, and the glucose measurement is just a snapshot of that moment of what's happening, but I don't know if it gives you a long term. I can tell you that I had my A1C done and I was at the normal range, and in a future video when I have my blood work again, that should be coming up pretty close, probably next week sometime. I'll make sure to make a video, and when I get my results of that, to show you what's going on, because I don't plan on eating a bunch of carbs after this. I plan on continuing with this, so that'll be a nice follow-up to the Carnivore Challenge. So besides that, that is all that's going on. Tomorrow is day 29, people. When they say it's only a month, it's only 30 days, you can do anything for 30 days, they really mean it. This has flown by. And I promise you, on day 30 might not come out on day 30, because I'm going to have a lot to say about this. There's been a lot of things that I've gone through that people are probably thinking like, well, I can't do that this month because I've got such and such going on, and I want to be able to eat such and such. And I feel like I've had enough of those moments where I could have made excuses and just gone off the wagon, but chose not to. So again, I'm hoping. Here's the question that I'm not sure of either. Do I take my measurements and everything like day 30? Because it's not going to happen that morning. I don't have that kind of time. Do I weigh in on day 31 or do I weigh in on day 30? Because it's certainly like 24 hours hasn't passed. I don't know. I'm thinking about this way too much. You will too if you ever try this, because that's what happens. You got a lot of energy to overthink things. Anyway, I will see y'all tomorrow on day 29. Goodbye, my friends, and good night, my friends.